we're back at the Good Green Home Show with Rich and Shawna. And today our very special guest is Lloyd Traven from Peachtree Farm. Lloyd, you are a South Jersey boy and a gardener extraordinaire. We're so happy to have you on board.
I'm glad to be here.
Well, hello.
Yeah, thanks for being here, Lloyd, and thanks for doing the show. I'm extraordinarily excited because I think that you're one of the most innovative people in the gardening world, but you take a little bit of a different approach. And all of our topics, we're trying to have each topic and subject and interview to be a little bit different. And one of the things about you is you're a little bit different. And you don't like the mainstream plants. You want to have something that nobody else has, which I think is a great thing for the average consumer, because you don't want your house to look like your next door neighbor's house or anybody else. That's a great thing. So tell us a little bit about why Peachtree doesn't sell the mainstream plants.
Well, we decided a number of years ago, right when we started the company. We've been doing this for 33 years now, our own company. And we grew up in an era where everybody did exactly the same thing. Everybody grew the same thing, everybody planted the same thing. And we couldn't figure out when we were first getting started, how do we fit in a pretty well-established marketplace? And we're plant geeks, we're plant nerds. And we just loved all the unusual and the weird foliage and colors and textures. And quite frankly, we weren't very attracted to petunias right from the get-go. We never...
Lloyd is anti-petunia.
Anti-petunia. It's a little too traditional for you, I think.
No petunia zone. And we've actually been very, very open about that with our customers, that we're not the place to come for that kind of plant. And we've always liked our begonias and our succulents, and we've always been about foliage.
Well, let's talk about that for a second, because the end consumers who are watching the show today, they want to know a few tips on how to grow these plants. Do you have a recommendation on how to take care of a begonia?
Well, depending on the type of begonia, of course. Most of the begonias that we grow are the ones that prefer a little bit of shade. And they are also, of course, all begonias have fibrous roots on them. They don't like a lot of fertilizer because of that. Mm-hmm. And to be evenly or slightly moist most of the time. So when you think about that, everybody's house, I don't care where you're located, there's always one side of the house that has more shade than the other side of the house. And so we look at begonias being placed in an area where it's either morning sun or full shade in the dead of the afternoon when it gets really hot and really miserable. They're going to be a lot happier with a little bit of shade at those times. Not the other begonias, the ones that we're used to as bedding plants, they'll take some pretty good sunlight. And that's a different thing. But when we talk about the escargots and all of the foliage types of begonias, consumers love those plants. They are so attracted to them. The key with begonias is you don't want to love them too much. You kill them by giving them too much water and too much feed.
So, Lloyd, you are a USDA certified organic grower, and that's a pretty special thing because I don't think you could do that overnight. What made you decide to become a USDA certified organic grower, and how did you go about doing that, and how long does it take to make that happen?
We have been herb specialists for over 30 years. We were... Again, it's another one of those. We were doing it before it was cool to do it.
That gets Shawna excited. She's obsessed with herbs.
It's all about the cocktails for me.
And I have to admit that, had it been up to me, we would have never grown a single herb in our but my wife pushed very, very, very hard for that. And as all smart men do, you do what your wife tells you you're going to be doing.
Absolutely.
So we started growing these herbs a long time ago. We're kind of one of the leaders in that whole area.
Well, you certainly are, because you've come out with a lavender this last year that is a knock your socks off variety.
It is a great plant. And
what makes it?
Just so you know,
yeah, go ahead.
It's been all over the Chicagoland area and done very, very, very well there.
And that's called what?
Lavender Phenomenal.
Phenomenal. That's the name of the variety of lavender.
Exactly. And what makes it special, Lloyd?
It does not mind heat. It doesn't mind humidity. It's also completely hardy in Chicago winters. It's not phased at all by winter times.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many lavenders I've lost. So having this new variety come out is a great thing. As soon as it gets down below zero, I have a hard time keeping a lavender.
Yeah, I saw the lavender phenomenal, I believe, at the Raker trials, and it was middle of summer, very hot, and it was doing really, really well in the ground.
It's a really good plant. It's highly disease resistant, a dependable bloomer, a long bloom period. It's just a great plant, and we're very fortunate to have found that plant.
Lloyd, the organic growing, I mean, you guys are growing annuals organically. Is that something that the consumer can do after the fact to continue to keep them looking good, even without using synthetic fertilizers?
It's actually easier for a consumer to do it than it is for a grower to do it, because they're doing them outdoors. And the reality is plants are a lot tougher outdoors than they ever are in a greenhouse. So you've got wind and sun and all those things that make plants really, really tough. And they're not coddled outdoors like they are in our greenhouses. And so they're naturally a lot tougher than they are at a garden center in springtime.
That's really a good point.
Yeah, and the other thing is that all of those natural insects and natural microbes that help keep the plants clean, they're all already in your yard. And what we do when we pull out a sprayer and spray everything because you see an aphid on something, what you're doing is killing all the beneficial insects that are already there and probably already attacking the aphids and the whitefly and things like that.
Exactly.
You put the sprayer away and watch nature take care of most of the things for you.
Did you hear that, people? He says, put the sprayer down. Dang it. And that it's so true. What I found is one year I have these weird potato bugs that come and attack different plants. They'll choose one plant grouping.
The potato beetles, probably.
Yeah,
right?
it's like a potato beetle, and it'll just attack that. Instead, I used no chemical on it whatsoever. I left it be, and then, like maybe a week into the attack, a group of birds came in and ate all the potato beetles. So I think that Mother Nature has a way of taking care of itself. And I also feel that losing one group of plants is not the end of the world. It's not worth spreading the chemicals for.
Absolutely. We had, I remember, Shawna, talking with you one time, and we were talking about caterpillars.
Yes.
And you know the caterpillars can do a lot of damage in a very, very short time. And it's hard to watch it. And we actually, and I know you've done the same thing, where you'll plant dill or you'll plant fennel or parsley, knowing that the caterpillars are going to get on them and eat those plants. But you also know that the natural predators are going to find that caterpillar, lay eggs on it, and those eggs are going to hatch, and they're going to take care of all the rest of the caterpillars for the year.
Absolutely.
So you're planting those as a diversion.
A diversion, exactly. And the predatory wasps are the things that Lloyd and I had a fascinating conversation once about this, because imagine a wasp landing on your back, then laying eggs on you. You know,
you just made me have chills. That's kind of, I'm not
it's
looking
gruesome,
forward to that ever happening.
And yet it is an effective, natural way to take care of problems in your garden.
So when you mention beneficial insects, specifically, you're talking about what, Lloyd? That parasitic wasps, ladybugs, what else?
Like parasitic wasps. There are parasitic wasps that control whiteflies, that control aphids, that control a whole host of other insects. And they do a very, very, very good job of it. And every plant that comes into our greenhouse is inoculated with these. They're so small that you cannot see them. You'll never notice them that they're there. And so people hear the word wasp, and I've literally had we had a garden club touring the greenhouses, and I mentioned this parasitic wasp, and one of the women took off running.
Oh.
And literally, and when I showed the other,
are you sure that's why?
I'm sorry?
Are you sure that's why she took off running? Was it because of the wasp?
No, she was running towards you for your beard.
Oh, that's a great story.
But literally, they are the size of an apostrophe or something like that. You just don't even see them around. And they're doing a great job. And the whole point of it is that you have to be willing to accept that there's going to be, in a garden outdoors, there will be insects. And there's no zero population ever of insects.
Right.
Insects are there for a reason. And they're part of life, and they will always be there in numbers, and they will always be part of the ecology of that plant. And let's face it, if you don't have insects, you don't have food, because there's no bees.
Absolutely.
Well, let's face it too, Lloyd, and you're going to cringe when I tell you this, but I've done several pyrethrum bombs over the years in my greenhouses. Obviously not in an area where the general public would be, in our production houses only in certain areas. And I've found actually over the years that the aphids and or the spider mites tend to come back stronger.
Oh.
Because they almost build up a resistance to the chemicals.
Don't use chemicals.
Have you found that to be also the case?
Absolutely. And Richard, actually, it's a twofold thing. That not only are you you're selecting the ones that are not affected by that insecticide, but what you're also doing is you're wiping out the beneficials that are already there working for you. And so we find that even when we use in an organic system that we are in, there's a few things that are listed for us. We've even eliminated those from the mix now. And what we have found is, and one of them is a pyrethrum, find that every time we do it, 3 weeks later, we have a massive outbreak of something else. So we are now in our greenhouses, and we
That's
have
been my experience as well.
Right now, we may have 1,000 different species and genera and cultivars in the greenhouses, and we are using zero chemical control.
Wonderful.
So do you ever have aphid and spider mite outbreaks and release more beneficials, or you're just not getting these outbreaks at all anymore?
We always have, there's always going to be a spot that is just not controlled perfectly, and always a plant where the beneficials don't like to go, and that'll be a little trouble spot, and we're aware of those, and we look for those all the time, and we will use another beneficial that's effective in a spot treatment on that area in particular. We'll watch those areas really, really closely.
Lloyd, I'd like to know more. I'd like to know more about what type of plants you're going to be releasing in 2015. Can you tell the audience what they might see that's new from your company that would be beneficial for their garden to grow?
Oh, we've got a lot of new things that we're coming out with this year. We have a new perennial, a farfugium that we're releasing to the market that's under the name Wavy Gravy.
Wavy Gravy.
Wavy Gravy. That's a homage to my Woodstock days. So that one's going to be patented and released to the market this year. It's a very, very beautiful plant. We're doing a whole series of new geraniums that don't look like geraniums at all.
Why not?
One of them,
what is special about these geraniums?
One of them has the most incredibly vivid, solid yellow. It's the most dense yellow color I've ever seen on a plant leaf.
Ooh.
Heart-shaped leaf. It is just drop-dead gorgeous plant. It's called Caroline's citrine.
Wow.
I have never seen. I'm telling you, this plant moved me when I saw it for the first time, and I just grabbed it as quickly as I could. And we may have all of them that are in the United States at this point right now. It is just drop dead gorgeous. It will be a featured plant for us next year.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
It's just incredible. We have a begonia that we're releasing this year. Actually, 2 begonias that are coming out this year. One of them is called Silhouette Lemon Rose. It is a black leaf. I mean, and when I say black, it's pretty close to jet black.
Wow.
Very glossy, primrose yellow flower on it, and it does well in full sun. Beautiful plant.
Nice.
Very good availability. And another, a rhizomatous begonia that is just going to kill people in the fall called autumn emerald.
That sounds dangerous.
I hate that when your rhizomatous begonia kills you.
Yeah, that's. Hey, Lloyd, are you doing the breeding on these plants, or are you working with universities, or how are you getting these new plants?
Well, first of all, Richard, we travel, and so when we travel, and anybody from our company travels anywhere, they have a requirement when they. We're so tough on people. They say we need to go on vacation. That talking about themselves, and I say that's fine. You need to bring me something, and you have to bring me something that I don't have or I haven't seen before.
So
that's
it's like a scavenger hunt.
Pretty much. And we will look at it, and sometimes you just say, "Oh, thank you," and shelve it immediately. But other times, people send you things that are just mind-boggling. We work with breeders all over the world. We're a member of the Independent Plant Breeders. So that's an industry group of people who are not associated with the big companies. And we all work, and we are trying to find new things and bring new things to the market that are not bread and butter types of crops. So that's a really good resource for us. And we are always rooting around, looking. We go to out in Chicagoland. You've got a couple of really interesting places. Ted's Greenhouse.
Oh yeah, Danny Bernanke and Ted Bernanke.
Really unusual items. So we're talking and trading back and forth with people all over the world.
I've been to Ted's Greenhouse a number of times. I've bought a lot of plants from them. Hey, Lloyd, we've got about 2 minutes left, but I just want you to touch on real quick how you come up with the hilarious names for a lot of your new plants. My favorite, the one that I've ever seen on the Peachtree website, was Fuzzy Balls.
We actually, I'm not the one who named that. Fortunately, that is an old heirloom variety. And I can't really tell the entire story on the air.
I just thought that you were being funny. I saw that. I'm like, that I got to have that plant because even on the tag it says Fuzzy Balls.
Nice.
Yeah, and another nice thing, Richard, about that plant is that it's a milkweed.
Oh, Asclepius.
So the monarchs and all the other caterpillars and butterflies are going to be really, really, really attracted to that plant.
Nice.
Terrific.
So it's a beautiful flower, a very unusual seed pod on it, which is where it gets the name.
Awesome.
And we sit there and we think about it. We say, what will make people laugh? What will make people hear the name and remember it?
Wavy gravy.
We think that cell needs a story attached.
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
Peachtree Farms has a butterfly weed that's called Fuzzy Balls. Later on in the show, Shawna's going to teach us how to make a drink called Blue Balls. And all this ball talk makes me really nervous. But Lloyd, thank you so much for coming on the show, and we really appreciate it. As always, you're a wonderful guest, super knowledgeable, USDA certified organic. Kind of a trendsetter out there. He grew a beard before it was cool, grew herbs before it was cool.
There you have it.
And he listens to his wife, so that's a good thing as well.
You're cool, Lloyd. You're just cool.
All right. Well, thanks again, and we hope to have you on another time as well, and we appreciate you working with us through the technical difficulties also.
My pleasure. Anytime you need me.
Thanks, Lloyd. All right. Well,
Have a
that
great day.
was Lloyd Traven, certified organic grower from Peachtree Farms and plant breeder extraordinaire.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll be right back with the Good Green Home Show with Rich and Shawna after some messages from our sponsors.
Is your lawn being ruined by moles and voles? Bonide has the solution. Bonide Mole Max is an effective repellent to use against moles, voles, rabbits, gophers, groundhogs, squirrels, skunks, and other burrowing animals. The environmentally friendly Mole Max formulation makes it a great product to apply in areas where children and pets play. Just apply 3 or 4 times per year to send nuisance animal pests away. If your lawn needs some repair from mold damage, use Mole Max RX with Lawn Revitalizer. This will help repair your lawn while repelling the moles and voles. Bonide's Mole Max and Mole Max RX are available in a granule and easy spreader application or in a convenient 5-pound shaker applicator for flower or vegetable gardens. Bonide products are family made in America. Bonide Mole Max Mole and Vole Repellent is available at your local hardware store, garden center, or farm feed store, or go to bonide.com for a retailer near you. This product is not for sale in Indiana.
A lawn can only be as good as the grass seed it's grown from. Why not use the same grass seed brand grown by professional sod growers across America? The brand is Black Beauty by Jonathan Green. Jonathan Green's Black Beauty is able to grow roots up to 4 feet deep and has leaves that are naturally insect resistant. Whether it's in sun, shade, heat, or play areas, Black Beauty maintains a rich, dark green color. And unlike other grasses, Black Beauty has an invisible waxy coating, similar to what you find on an apple, which preserves moisture in the grass leaves and protects them from heat, drought, and disease. Black Beauty is also 100% pure seed with absolutely no fillers. Black Beauty is part of Jonathan Green's new American Lawn Plan. Seed your lawn with Black Beauty this weekend. Visit newamericanlawn.com to find your local Jonathan Green retailer. That's newamericanlawn.com.